So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. iPhone SE 2020 versus the 8 Plus. This is 2017's flagship right here. And a lot of people loved this phone. I mean, a lot of people still rock it. I'm sure many people watching this video still have it. You might be wondering, you know what? They didn't launch a Plus. Should I just get that SE, call it a day? And we're going to discuss that here between these two. Now, first of all, we'll talk about the color real quick. Yeah, it's a brighter red. The Apple logo comes down here a bit, but the product red I do like more on the SE. It just stands out a bit more. It's a little bit dimmer here for the iPhone 8 Plus, but in terms of the colors, they both offered like a gray, a gold color here, a silver. So there's no real big change. You got to go to the 10R or the 11 if you want a multitude of colors here, but it is a little bit brighter on the product red. Price point as well. The iPhone SE can be had for $399, which is a steal of a deal considering you're getting an Apple A13. It's just kind of unheard of. Apple don't really launch many phones with their latest chip at that price point. Also, you do have, 3 gigs of RAM, just like the 8 Plus here. But the 8 Plus can be had secondhand, third-party refurbished around the same price as this iPhone SE. So you get bigger screen for around the same money. But price point, I do think it's a better value for the SE at $399 for a brand new iPhone. Now, talking about the design of both of these, there's no upgrade here. It's a no for me because the SE carries the same design as this iPhone 8 Plus right here. It's literally the same. The only difference is it has that, dual camera here on the 8 Plus, and we do have the Apple logo comes down a bit, but I mean the feel in the hand, just a smaller version of the 8 Plus. All around, this is old school iPhone design. You're not upgrading if you trade your iPhone 8 Plus to this SE. Even at the bottom, same silver screw, same silver lightning port. Everything feels about the same, just smaller. Now, display is a maybe. Why is it a maybe? Well, the only reason I would say maybe is because maybe you want to downgrade to a smaller display. But other than that, the quality performance, same thing. You have True Tone on both here. Over here, you have True Tone, dark mode, night shift, night shift. A little bit of a difference here. Haptic press, a little bit slower than 3D Touch. 3D Touch just pops right open on the 8 Plus. So if you had an 8 Plus, you actually have a faster response when it comes to popping open your shortcuts on the phone versus this SE right here. Also, one neat thing about the iPhone 8 Plus that you cannot do on the SE is you cannot go ahead and do this. This is a landscape mode right here for the iPhone 8 Plus, something you cannot do on that smaller phone. And both of them can expand their icons to be a little bit larger in a zoom mode. So for me, the display is a maybe. It's maybe because maybe you want to go down to the smaller size. You just had enough of a big phone. That could be my only reason I could think of, because you do have a sharper resolution for the iPhone 8 Plus versus this SE. However, it's very difficult to see those things unless you're looking really closely, because Apple has crammed quite a bit of pixels on the smaller iPhone SE, so you don't really notice that much of a difference in sharpness. Both of them are calibrated very well. Now, when it comes to software, it's a yes for me to upgrade to the SE. And the reason why it's a yes is because the camera software is updated over the iPhone 8 Plus. It looks more like the iPhone SE or the iPhone 11 from 2019. It does have the 16:9, the 4:3. You can do portrait on a single lens, giving it a cleaner design on the back, but also allowing you to do the same portrait you could do over here. Now on the iPhone 8 Plus, you do have a telephoto though. So the zooming ability is going to be a bit better, but you're not going to notice that the iPhone SE's camera performance is any worse. It's actually better in my experience than the 8 Plus. And you could zoom in on the iPhone SE as well. Maybe not as far as the 8 Plus, but still. But the pictures will turn out pretty good just due to the software enhancements on this device, the Smart HDR, the processing. So even zoom shots will look okay on this SE 2020. But if you're really in the telephoto, the hardware lens is there for the 8 Plus. So overall with the software, just longer support, more software updates for the iPhone SE gives it a win for me in software. But again, if you like that Plus software with the landscape mode and you like the just the bigger icons, the bigger display with the software, then it's going to be a hard no for some people. Now, when it comes to the fingerprint sensors, they're both the same. Same experience on both very fast, both convenient to use. Touch ID is identical on both of these. So no, for me, it's not going to be an upgrade when it comes to biometrics. Now, when it comes to performance, it's a big yes to the iPhone SE, just a faster all-around performer than the iPhone 8 Plus. And it's pretty felt when you're just kind of swiping through things day to day. It can just never lag here. You just don't see any stutters or nothing on the SE. But where it'll really come into play is in games and benchmarks and day-to-day stuff, you know, swiping through your internet tabs, things like that. And just day-to-day, you'll just feel a little bit of a swifter feel for this SE just because it's packing that turbo engine, that A13 inside this old body right here. Whereas with the 8 Plus, still very fast, hanging on just fine. Nobody's really complaining about performance at this point, and your day-to-day stuff has been fantastic for the 8 Plus as well. But again, this processor is aging a little bit, so you definitely have to give the win to the SE in performance. Now, when it comes to storage, again, it's a yes for me to the SE, just because to get more storage on the 8 Plus, it was far more money than this device right here. This device, you can get 256 gigs for a little bit over $500. So this one is not a bad deal when it comes to the storage on the device. The iPhone 8 started at way more than the SE. Even though this body is similar to the iPhone 8 body, it's giving you way more storage. So yeah, I think from a storage standpoint, strong value here for the SE. Now for the rear cameras, it's a yes for me, just because again, the portrait mode on a single lens is awesome. The smart HDR, the ability to change between your aspect ratios, the ability to even do this in the camera, change your video settings right in the camera. So for me, it's a yes on the rear. The photo quality is also better than the 8 Plus on the rear. Not so much better, but definitely because of the smart HDR features, the processing, it just looks a little bit better, the results. Let's go over here on the iPhone 8. So over here on the 8 Plus, if we do snap a photo, they also look very good. We do have telephoto, which is very nice. You can get a little bit closer to things than the iPhone SE. And over here you have video, but you can't change these settings right here. You do have portrait mode on here as well, square modes, panoramic, and the like. So yeah, the 8 Plus is still strong here, but it's not better in terms of the actual results you get on the iPhone SE, just due to the way they process the photos. Now, if we take a look at the front camera, it's a no for me, because the iPhone 8 Plus and the SE have basically the same type of performance. They both have 1080p recording. They both have, you know, just regular 7 megapixel cameras. So it's a no for me on the selfies. You're not really upgrading here to the SE. Now, when it comes to the audio performance,
iPhone SE 2020 versus iPhone 6s speed test coming up. Let's go.
you can hear that.
iPhone SE 2020 versus iPhone 6s speed test coming up. Let's go.
Not a big difference at all in the audio. So both of them are pretty much drawing here. So it's a no for me. It's not an upgrade to go to the SE for anything in audio performance. You don't have headphone jacks on either. Now, when it comes to battery life, the iPhone SE is another no for me, as the iPhone 8 Plus has a larger battery and seems to last a little bit longer for me than the iPhone SE. So again, I'm saying no here. I would not upgrade my iPhone 8 Plus to this SE for battery. I actually think you're going to get a little bit worse battery life on this phone. And finally, the phone calling performance hasn't been really different at all. Both of them make phone calls. They do fine with the reception. 8 Plus or SE are not the best out there in this category, but both of them do just fine, and I don't find it a reason to go to this SE unless you want to make phone calls a little bit more compact on this SE. And so we've arrived at the final conclusion of this video. I actually tallied up all the scores right here if you want to see them here, but iPhone 8 Plus, SE, we'll see. So for price, we said yes, there's a good deal on the iPhone SE 2020 over here. For design, we said no. It's a pretty similar design. On display, maybe. Software, yes. Fingerprints, not really. Performance, yes. Storage, yes. Camera, yes. Selfie quality, no. Audio quality, nope, not at all really. Battery, nope. Colors, not really. Phone call, no. So you can see there's 5 yeses to go to this SE. There's 1 maybe and 7 no's. So no, based on everything we can talk about with these phones, no, it's not an upgrade to go to the iPhone SE from the 8 Plus. But again, however, if some of those yeses weigh heavier than those no's, for example, if you care a lot about that rear camera more, it might be enough for you. If you care a lot about having a smaller compact displayed body, it might matter more for you and it might be enough to outweigh these no's over here. But I think as a whole package, it's not a really good change to go from this phone to this phone. I think it's a better change to wait to see if Apple brings an SE Plus to kind of replace your 8 Plus, or to wait for an iPhone 12 to get a different design with modern internals. So that's it for me. If you guys found this video helpful, entertaining, informing, click the like button for me and let me know, are you switching from the 8 Plus to the SE, or did you just buy one to have alongside your 8 Plus, or do you plan on waiting to see for an SE Plus, or you wait to see the iPhone 12 to upgrade your 8 Plus, or if you're just holding on? Let us know that as well down below. Subscribe for more, and if you want to see more videos like this where we analyze, break them down, show you a chart of which one's won, let me know down below. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Stay safe out there. Nick here. Be sure to be well, and peace.